She had some very informative and educative information. So I said to myself, I'm not really going to keep this to myself. I need to share it. So I actually want you guys to see and to listen what Dr. Aishah is saying. Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. So this Dr. Aishah, she reached out to me and she told me she had some information that she thought I would like, and she sent me a video. So after watching her video, I realized that she had some very informative and educative information. So I said to myself, I'm going to share it. So I actually want you guys to see and to listen what Dr. Aishah is saying. And also, she is a YouTuber. So you can head over to her page and just listen what she's saying and see what you can take away from it. All right? So let's take a look.
So keeping yourself feeling full for as long as possible. This is really key when it comes to weight loss, because in order to eat less, you need to make sure you're feeling full. That also then leads you to reduce your cravings, because you're not going to find yourself hungry all the time. And what happens then? As you start losing weight, you will start losing fat around your belly. One of the things to remember is that you can't pinpoint where you're going to lose weight from, because your body is just going to lose weight wherever it wants to, the same way that you can't decide where you're going to put that weight on. But as you start losing weight overall, you will start seeing changes to your belly fat as well. So the key thing is to keep yourself feeling full for as long as possible. It's often when we're not eating the right foods that will keep us full that we find ourselves craving things in between meals, but also feeling hungry a lot quicker, eating a lot more throughout the day. Now, in a lot of the foods that I'm going to mention, you will notice that they are pretty much all high in protein, and there's a reason for this. Protein is something that a lot of us don't eat enough of. Firstly, it's key and essential to so many different bodily processes, from being used by hormones and chemicals to aid them to move around the body, to repairing our cells, our hair, our nails. There's so many different things that protein is involved in. But one of the other things that protein does, it also induces thermogenesis of food. Now, what does that actually mean in plain English? You're probably wondering. Essentially, it promotes your body to use up energy, i.e. calories, in order to break down food. Carbs, fats, protein, they all need your body to use up energy, to use up calories in order to break them down when we eat. The difference is, though, that protein actually requires a lot more energy, a lot more calories to be broken down than carbs and fats. So if you're eating an adequate amount of protein, then your body's automatically going to be using up energy in order to break it down. So when we talk about metabolism and the resting metabolic rate and ways that you can naturally increase your metabolism, this is one of the ways, by having more protein. I've done a whole video on metabolism, so again, I'll link it above and in the description. So definitely go check that out if you want to understand a little bit more about metabolism. The other key thing about protein is that it works with your gut hormones to reduce your appetite. So that's a natural way that your body is going to not feel so hungry as a result of the way that protein and your gut hormones will work together. So this isn't about, taking any magic pills to take away your appetite. This is just literally utilizing nutrition and understanding how nutrition and different macronutrients are used in your body to help you get into a state naturally that's going to help you to lose weight. So you really don't need to consider taking pills to cut down your appetite or to do anything to your metabolism, because you can actually induce these things naturally by doing the right things. Now let's talk about some of the foods that you might want to add into your diet in order to help you to lose some belly fat. Number one is eggs. Eggs are a great way to add in protein into any meal, whether it's your breakfast, lunch or dinner, or whether you want to have a snack that has some egg in it. Eggs are an amazing balance of good fats and protein with limited carbohydrates. So if you've got a meal where you've already got some carbs like pasta or rice, then adding in your eggs is going to be a great way to add in the other macronutrients that you need in your diet. The thing I love about eggs is the fact that they're so versatile. Like you can literally make them in so many different ways, whether it's boiled eggs, whether it's fried eggs, whether it's poached eggs. There are so many different ways that you can make eggs that even though it's one food, it can taste so different depending on which way you make it. So it's not really that boring to me to have like eggs every single day. The second food that I'm going to suggest to you guys is chia seeds. Chia seeds are great because they not only have protein, but they've got fat and fiber in them as well. We've talked about fiber quite a few times on this channel. And again, fiber is important to do quite a few different things. So first of all, it's going to help you maintain a good bowel system. So you're going to go to the toilet, you're not going to be constipated, you're going to feel like you're getting out everything that needs to get out. And it's interesting because a lot of people who have constipation and a lot of people who don't have healthy bowels feel rubbish. And when you feel rubbish, it's hard for you to focus on any of the goals that you have because your body feels rubbish, you feel sluggish, you don't feel like getting up to do exercise, you don't feel like spending time to meal plan and make your food and do all the other kind of things that you need to juggle in order to start seeing some changes in your weight. Instead, it's easier to just be like, I'm going to sit in front of the sofa and I'm going to eat food that are going to make me feel happy because I feel rubbish in myself. Now, I'm not saying that, constipation or bowel issues on their own will make you feel like this. Actually, for some people it might, but it's another factor that can lead you to feel not quite happy within yourself. So making sure that you have enough fiber in your diet is actually really important to keep your bowels in a healthy state. So chia seeds, a great way to add in some fiber into your diet. The other thing that fiber does is it also gives you a feeling of fullness. It gives you a bit of satiety. So again, it's going to help you reduce down your cravings. Now, unlike protein, the fullness that you get from fiber doesn't last as long, but what it does help you do is in that kind of short term of when you're eating a meal straight afterwards, you will feel full enough that you don't feel like after half an hour you need to go and have some more food. Which is another problem that many people have. They feel like once they've eaten a meal, only a short period goes by before they feel like they need to eat again. And instead of having a full meal, that's when they then pick on biscuits and chocolates and cakes and things because it feels like it's not a full meal, but you're still hungry, so you need to eat something. Adding in fiber into your diet really helps to reduce those cravings and reduce that behavior. The third food that I'm going to suggest to help you combat belly fat is nuts. So any type of nuts are going to be great for your diet because they have lots of nutrients and lots of minerals that you need in your body, and they also provide you with good healthy fats. You do have to bear in mind what these nuts are coming coated in. If they're coated in like sugar and salt, you might want to just be careful with how much you have because you don't want to have a high sugar content from the nuts, and you definitely don't want to have lots of salt in your diet either. Plain nuts are great sources of fat, and fat is another macronutrient that we need in our body. Again, it's used for, it's really important for our brain health. It's important for hormones and chemicals and different chemical reactions that happen in the body. So it's not something that you want to limit. You just have to be careful with how much you're having and what type of fat you're having. Maybe we'll do a full video about fats because it's something that it requires a bit more in-depth conversation about. So I'm adding that to the list of future videos. Nuts make a great snack. So if you are hungry in between meals, then these are the perfect things to snack on. The next type of food is animal-based protein. So chicken, lamb, anything that comes from animals that is a meat that you're going to eat. Again, like eggs, they are low in carbohydrates but provide you with plenty of protein, very high in protein. And like we said, protein is something that is going to help you along on your weight loss journey. So animal-based proteins have the whole spectrum of amino acids that you need in your diet, whereas your plant-based proteins individually don't give you that same spectrum. So you have to couple them together in order to get that whole spectrum of amino acids in your diet. That's not to say that you should eat chicken and meat every single day of the week, but This is another great source of protein, which is, like we've already talked about many times in this video, going to help you along with weight loss because it's going to give you that feeling of fullness. The fifth food that I'm going to suggest is cottage cheese. This is a great source of protein and again is a really versatile type of cheese. Now, I used to always just think like it's just cottage cheese, like you eat it like how it is. You can actually use it to make so many different things. Like if you add some milk into it and blend it, you've got your kind of cream to use for sauces and to thicken things up. You can just have it on the side as a dip. There's so many different ways you can use cottage cheese. I think it's one of those things that many people don't realize how you can use it and how versatile it is. Anyway, it's high in protein and another great food to add into your diet. Number 6 is full fat Greek yogurt. Again, I think this is something that many of us don't realize how many different ways we can add this into our diet, add it into our meals, and where we can use it in both sweet and savory dishes. Greek yogurt is so nutritious, and yes, I did say full fat Greek yogurt for a reason, because often we feel like fat is a bad thing. It is not. You don't need to go and get your low fat products, because the fat that we find in things like yogurt is actually needed by our body as well. It's just about making sure that you don't consume like masses and masses of it. And you also want to remember that those low fat products that you get, they might take the fat away, but they tend to add lots of other things in because they still need to make the food that you're buying palatable. They still need to make it taste nice. And in order to do that, where they've taken the fat away, they often use great amounts of sugar and other ingredients in there in order to make you want to still have it. So just be mindful of that. Just because it's low fat, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be healthy. And the last food that I'm going to suggest to you guys is olive oil or olives. Olive oil is great because it helps to lower your bad cholesterol and increase your good cholesterol that you have in your bloodstream, which is important generally for our health anyway. Olive oils and olives both can be added into your diet in so many different ways. You can use olive oil for cooking, you can use it on top of your salads as a dressing, and with your olives you can add that into your salads that you're having, but also into your pastas and sauces. Basically, you can just use them in so many different ways, and they add a nice tangy salty taste to your food, but also give you all the goodness that you.
So okay guys, I know you have checked out her video and you have found it informative and educative, just as I said, and I know you're gonna take away something from it. So I am actually eating very healthy. So as I said before, this 15 pounds has to go. Yes, it definitely has to go. So I've actually come to the end of my vlog for today. So if this is your first time on my channel, welcome. And before you remember to hit up the subscription button and also the post notification bell, just make a click on it so you'd be notified whenever I upload any video. So you take care, and to all my new subscribers, thank you so much. I really appreciate